Good evening, and thank you for tuning into Lewis University Television Network. Today is Thursday, February 12, 2026. I'm Brandon Jarrah.
And I'm Christian Kluber.
Boeing isn't just a major employer. The company's presence gives a region a deep pool of talent and expertise in engineering, science, and manufacturing. That environment in St. Louis in turn attracts other businesses like Wing Expand, a St. Louis startup working with autonomous planes and agriculture, public safety, and other industries. While moving the defense headquarters back to St. Louis likely will not create new jobs in the region, Katz says it strengthens the company's presence here by bringing back prominent management figures, which he believes will help the company repair its relationship with workers strained last year during labor disputes.
A JetBlue flight returned to Newark Liberty International Airport shortly after takeoff for an emergency landing on Wednesday. The carrier said it was due to an engine issue and there was smoke in the cabin. The cabin smoke prompted the pilot to call for an evacuation, and passengers got off on the tarmac on emergency landing slides. No injuries were reported, and the incident prompted a temporary shutdown of the airport with flights suspended for about an hour. The FAA is investigating the incident still.
Authorities in Minnesota are investigating a fire at the memorial of Renee Good. Minneapolis police say a pile of wood was set fire on Tuesday night at the memorial. Over several weeks, visitors have left a collection of flowers and other items at the site where Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent on January 7th. The fire damaged several items at the memorial. Investigators are calling the fire suspicious. No one was hurt and the fire was quickly put out.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth spoke to hundreds of Boeing workers as a part of Arsenal of Freedom tour. He says that the hard hats inside of Boeing that prop up helmets of our American war fighters. Secretary Hegseth thanked men and women of Boeing for their precision and skill, sharing his excitement about the move and highlighting that Nicolas Maduro raid in Venezuela and how the men and women of St. Louis's Boeing helped make the mission possible.
In the search for missing mother of today's show's host, Savannah Guthrie, authorities on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border are now on the lookout for clues. 18 days in the search for Nancy Guthrie, and investigators are looking to Mexico for any leads in the case. The 84-year-old Guthrie is believed to have been abducted from her secluded home in Tucson, just over an hour from the border of Mexico. Meantime, another purported ransom note demanding $6 million in cryptocurrency was sent to TMZ on Wednesday. According to a source familiar with the investigation, investigators still have no leading theory about a motive in the case. Up next, international news. We'll be right back, Lewis.
For over 50 years, WLRA has been on air showcasing countless students. As the first all-digital college radio station, Lewis University students are given access to industry-leading equipment that commercial stations utilize, equipment that creates, and equipment that brings radio to life.
I like WLRA because it gives me the opportunity to get experience with news broadcasting and working with radio.
Stop by De La Salle 210 or at WLRA Radio to get started on your radio career.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought-after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you toward success today and strong growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs! We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable.
Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savebythescan.org.
Ash Wednesday marked the start of Lent for the world's 1.4 billion Catholics, with Pope Leo leading religious procession and prayer service at the Vatican. In his first Lent message as Pope, he called on Christians to embrace listening, fasting, and community while practicing what he described as often overlooked form of abstinence. He urged believers to refrain from words that offend or wound, saying harsh language, slander, and rash judgment should give way to kindness and respect. He concluded by calling on Christian communities to become places where those who suffer are welcome.
On Monday, a BLS AG train derailed in Switzerland. Around 7 a.m. Monday morning, a regional train traveling from Gopenston to Hohen derailed. An avalanche may have gone over the track shortly before the train passed. At the time of the incident, 29 people were on board, 5 people were injured, and 1 was taken to the hospital. The other 4 required no further medical attention.
Elon Musk's Grok chatbot faces yet another European investigation. It's from the Data Protection Commission and the EU watchdog group of Ireland. Grok is a feature of X, and it's under fire for producing sexualized images of real people. The Commission says that it's examined whether the platform complied with the EU's General Data Protection Regulation.
Thousands of people lined the streets of Dusseldorf, Germany for its annual Rose Monday parade. Think of it as Germany's version of Mardi Gras in the US ahead of the start of Lent. But in Germany, the parades feature carnival floats that are meant to mock and poke fun at political leaders. As in years past, some of the floats took aim at Russian President Vladimir Putin. One float had Putin standing alongside President Donald Trump devouring Europe. Other floats took aim at Iran's regime. There were even floats dedicated to the late Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted sex offender, was portrayed as an evil papier-mâché figure being resurrected.
Video released by Iranian state media shows large-scale military drills in strategic Strait of Hormuz, a vital route for global oil and gas shipments. The exercises come just hours before scheduled nuclear talks between the United States and Iran in Geneva. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps launched naval exercises Monday in the Strait of Hormuz. State media says that the drills are focused on operational intelligence capabilities in the waterway and are meant to demonstrate what officials call a decisive and comprehensive reaction to anti-security threats in the maritime area. Meanwhile, Iranian states-run press TV reported that administration of the U.S. President Donald Trump has deployed additional military forces to the region, heightening concerns about possible confrontation. The military exercises come less than 24 hours before high-stakes nuclear negotiations between Washington and Tehran in Geneva. Over the weekend, Trump expressed skepticism about the prospects for a new nuclear deal. And Iran's Armed Forces Chief Staff, Major General Mossavi, warned that any confrontation would carry what he described as harsh consequences. We'll be right back with our local news. Stay with us.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
The Lockport Township High School District recently announced updates regarding upcoming spring events and student activities. School officials are preparing for spring sports seasons, including baseball, softball, and track. Students are currently registering and attending preseason meetings. Administrators say the programs provide important opportunities for student involvement and development. Parents have been encouraged to complete registration requirements online. The spring season is expected to begin in the coming weeks.
The Romeoville Police Department continues community patrol efforts to support neighborhood safety. Officers have been increasing visibility in residential areas and near local schools. The department says the community engagement remains a top priority in 2026. Residents are encouraged to report suspicious activity when necessary. Police say the proactive measures help prevent crime, and officials plan to continue these patrols throughout the year.
This week, the Village of Romeoville continued winter road maintenance efforts following recent snowfall and freezing temperatures. Public Works crews have been salting and clearing local streets to improve driving conditions. Officials are asking residents to move vehicles off designated snow routes when possible. The village also reminded residents to clear sidewalks within 24 hours of snowfall. These efforts help keep pedestrians and drivers safe during winter weather. Crews will also continue to monitor conditions throughout the week.
Lewis University students recently participated in spring semester campus events and organization activities. Student groups hosted meetings, fundraisers, and recruitment events throughout the week. University officials say these events help students build community and connections. On campus, many events were held in student union and other campus facilities. Students are encouraged to stay involved throughout the semester. More events are expected as spring approaches. Up next, entertainment with Gianna Siasha.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
For over 50 years, WLRA has been on air showcasing countless students. As the first all-digital college radio station, Lewis University students are given access to industry-leading equipment. Equipment that commercial stations utilize, equipment that creates, and equipment that brings radio to life.
I like WLRA because it gives me the opportunity to get experience with news broadcasting and working with radio.
Stop by De La Salle 210 or at WLRA Radio to get started on your radio career.
The bidding war for media giant Warner Brothers Discovery is heating up. The company has told Paramount it is willing to hear its best and final proposal to acquire it. For the past several weeks, WBD has rebuffed Paramount's attempts to swoop in on its standing deal to be acquired by Netflix. Paramount has been appealing directly to shareholders in a hostile takeover bid and also filed a lawsuit. One thing it hasn't done recently is increase its offer price. Now WBD is saying, show us the money, before a special shareholder meeting scheduled for March 20th. That's when a final vote on the Netflix deal is expected. This is anything but a heartache, especially if you're a fan of the Backstreet Boys. The group announced Tuesday it is extending its Into the Millennium residency in Las Vegas. 6 new shows will take place this summer at the Sphere between July 16th and July 25th. The band started performing at the Sphere last summer and has sold out 35 shows. That means more than 500,000 people have watched the group perform. Fans say the show is iconic. That's because the Backstreet Boys are the first artists to physically fly through space inside the venue. It's one of the last things people would consider a good investment, but Logan Paul's big bet on a Pokemon card has paid off in a world record fashion. The WWE wrestling star has bought a rare Pikachu Illustrator card 5 years ago for more than $5.2 million. On Monday, the card sold at auction for nearly $16.5 million, along with a diamond-encrusted necklace. The card is one of 39 created for a Pokemon illustration competition in the late 90s. It is believed that Paul will bank more than $8 million after auction fees are paid. Paul called the auction selling price, quote, absolutely insane. Music superstar Bad Bunny will take on his first leading film role in the historical drama Puerto Rico. The film is described as an epic Caribbean Western inspired by true events surrounding Puerto Rico's origins. Edward Norton, Javier Bardem, and Viggo Mortensen will also star in the movie. A release date for Puerto Rico has not been announced. Legendary rock band U2 has released a politically charged collection of songs. The 6-track EP released on Ash Wednesday is called Days of Ash. Many of the songs make reference to specific people, including Renee Good, who was shot and killed by a federal ICE agent in Minneapolis. Other songs center on Ukraine, Gaza, and the Middle East. Lead singer Bono said that in notes accompany the release that these songs couldn't wait and needed to be released to the world. The EP release includes a poem with an electronic music backdrop and a vocal appearance by Ed Sheeran. U2 says a new album is in the works, expected to be released later this year. Up next is weather with Christian Kluver and sports with Jaden Elmore.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy told him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back, Flyers, to your weather forecast for this week. We're going to start with our low temperatures around the region for tonight. Up north in Rockford, it was 29. All the way in Waukegan, it was a low of 34. We get down where we are at between Joliet, Cicero area, it was teetering between 31 and 33. Down south, Cold City, Kankakee was at 30, and all the way out east in Indiana, 31 in Valpo, 31 in LaPorte, and 34 in South Bend. Tonight's high temperatures up north, 51 in Waukegan, 57 in Rockford where we were. It was between 57, 58, 55 down south, and same thing out in Indy, pretty steady, 57, 56. Our region, there was some scattered showers down south that it's going to pass where Chicago is. There might be a little bit near where we are. It will pass us up. All this is going to be far past us, and down out west there is in the clear. So we should be good throughout the night. Temperature changes, the largest one was up in Waukegan, a 19-degree switch. In South Bend, it was only a 9, where we are at between Cicero and Joliet. Again, it was between an 8-degree and a 10-degree switch. And to end out with our 7-day outlook today, it was cloudy, 51 as our high, 33 as our low. We are going to get a little bit of snow tomorrow. Unfortunately, on Friday, 37 is going to be our high. In the weekend, we're going to be partly cloudy on Saturday, cloudy again on Sunday, 38 is our high, 30 as our high on Sunday, and then into the week, it'll be cloudy on Monday. A little bit of sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday, 31 is going to be the high Monday, 42 on Tuesday, and 46 on Wednesday. That is all for our weather this week. We are going to pass over to Jaden Elmore with sports.
American speed skater Jordan Stoltz took home the silver medal in what many are calling the biggest upset of the games. Stoltz entered Thursday's men's 1,500-meter race as the heavy favorite after dominating the event throughout the season. Expectations for a gold medal were high, with analysts predicting another strong performance. But China's Ning Xinggahu surged ahead late in the race, overtaking Stoltz and setting a new Olympic record. The result stunned fans who had anticipated Stoltz in continuing his run of dominance. Even with the upset, Stoltz' silver adds to an already impressive Olympic showing. Lewis University has named Aaron Richardson as the first head coach of its new flag football program. Richardson arrives after leading Graceland University to its first winning season and first KCAC tournament appearance in 2025. His coaching background includes roles with OC Elite Football Club, Mater Dei High School, and Esperanza High School, where he helped build competitive offenses. Richardson also brings experience in university advancement and a strong athletic resume from his track career at Concordia University Irvine, where he still holds 2 hurdle records. He earns both his kinesiology degree and MBA from Concordia Irvine. Richardson now takes over as Lewis launches its inaugural flag football program. Lewis University women's lacrosse opened the 2026 season with a dominant 23-2 win over Saginaw Valley State at Lewis Stadium. Jay McKinnon led the Flyers with 5 goals and a career-high 5 caused turnovers, while Eliana Capellini finished with a team-best 6 points. Ryan Patterson added 4 goals, and goalkeeper Sophia Fountain made 3 saves in the win. The Flyers controlled every phase, scoring the final 22 goals of the season game and reaching the 20-goal mark for the 10th time in program history. 3 Flyers, Gianna Stack, Sam Senever, and Hannah Maxwell, also scored their first collegiate goals. Lewis now heads to Minnesota to face Concordia St. Paul on February 20th at 6 p.m. Tomorrow marks the start of spring training for Major League Baseball. There are 7 games scheduled for, including a crosstown game between the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs. Both of these Chicago teams are drawing viewers to watch after their busy off-seasons. The White Sox continue to rebuild their team, which was made clear by the surprising trade of center fielder Luis Robert Jr. to the New York Mets. Meanwhile, the Cubs took to build from their postseason run. Their biggest move this offseason was signing all-star third baseman Alex Bregman, who will add a strong bat to the lineup and a veteran to the team. The White Sox and Cubs face off tomorrow in Arizona at 2:05 p.m. Central Time. Major League Baseball players will soon be looking for a new union leader. MLB Players Association Executive Director Tony Clark is stepping down, though for the exact reason for his resignation remains unclear. The timing has raised questions, especially since Clark was scheduled to begin his annual tour of spring training camps on Tuesday. He has recently faced accusations of nepotism and is connected to a federal investigation involving a licensing company created by both the MLB and NFL players' unions. The most recent collective bargaining agreement he negotiated remains in effect until December 1st. That's it for sports this week. We'll be right back with Brandon and Christian right after this.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you toward success today and strong growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy told him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
That's it for today's news. As a reminder, you can always keep up with Lewis University Television Network on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and by visiting our YouTube channel. I'm Brandon Jera.
And I'm Christian Kluber. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.